Well, hi everybody, and good Monday morning to meteorologist Travis Klineski here, coming off of a weekend that was fairly warm, especially yesterday. Warmed up ahead of some showers and thunderstorms that developed last night along a cold front. Didn't have a lot of really nasty severe weather. We had some reports of some large hail and some 60-mile-per-hour winds, even a funnel cloud out in Hayes County, and then some isolated weak tornadoes down in northern Kansas. About the biggest structural damage that I heard of was a washed-out bridge up in north-central Custer County due to some heavy rainfall, some flash flooding up there. That shower and thunderstorm activity is now gone. There's some isolated stuff left, but we still have a number of chances of rain in the forecast these next several days to come, which we'll talk about in just a bit. So let's first off look at radar estimated rainfall, and keep in mind some of this can be hail contaminated and be actually show a lot more than what actually happened. But where you get into the green colors, that's where you're looking at places that likely picked up over an inch of rainfall last night. And then, of course, the area that sticks out the most is that north-central Custer County area up through Loop County and southwestern Holt County, where it was picked up over 3 inches of rain in some of those spots. I haven't seen any official totals yet. We'll probably get those later on today. But again, some pretty heavy rainfall was pretty likely up there. We had some training of storms up in those locations. That front is now situated near Hastings, or just southeast of Hastings, and is actually kind of stalled out now. In fact, may even move back to the northwest as a weak warm front or a quasi-stationary front today. So it won't move much, but it is going to be a sharp dividing line between warm conditions to the southeast and much cooler conditions to the northwest. We could even see a good temperature range today in the Tri-Cities area. As for chances of rain and thunderstorms, the chances are very hit or miss this morning. I'd say about a 20% chance, but then this afternoon they'll get better. We'll see some showers, even some isolated thunderstorms develop. That chance will continue this evening. We'll see development around that frontal boundary, around the Tri-Cities area, but the chances actually may be a little better to the north and to the northwest. And then kind of like last night, we'll see kind of a line of thunderstorms then start to push eastward with time as that front starts to charge southeastward through the area here. We'll keep a chance going tomorrow during the day, better chance in the morning, lower chance in the afternoon as that chance shifts towards southeast Nebraska. We'll even see some sun off towards the north and the west, but most of us will be cooler behind that front in the 60s. We still could see some warmer 70s in southeast Nebraska, and that front will still be a player in our forecast for much of the rest of the week as it starts to move kind of back to the north as a warm front again towards Tuesday night into Wednesday, so we won't be done with it quite yet. As for your risk of severe weather later on today, I don't think we'll see as much as yesterday, but there still is a marginal threat out there for a large part of the area, so we'll have to watch for the chance of some severe storms later this afternoon and into this evening, with hail and wind being your primary threats. Temperatures for today, again, most places behind that front will be cooler in the 60s, although we could still see 70s closer to that front in Central City. Out towards the west, again, still mostly 60s, but as you get closer to that front, that's where it becomes a little more complicated. It all depends on where exactly that front will be. So I'm going with a wide range in temperatures even for the Tri-Cities area, 65 in Kearney, but 76 in Hastings. Could even see some 80s down there in Mankato, Kansas at 83. The warmest conditions will be off towards the east ahead of that frontal boundary, mid-70s to mid-80s, partly sunny, and you'll have a smaller chance of rain and thunderstorms out to the east because you'll be well ahead of that frontal boundary. Next 7 days, again, it's going to be a rather wet week of weather here. Now, it's not going to be constant rain, kind of more off and on chances of showers and thunderstorms. I'd say especially at the nighttime hours, but even during the day, chances are there. One of our coolest days will likely come on Wednesday. Many of you will be stuck in the 50s for highs. We'll be back mostly into the 60s Thursday and Friday. One last push of rain Friday into Friday night, maybe even lingering into early on Saturday. But most of the weekend does actually look dry. That does include the Husker game in Lincoln Saturday evening. And temperature's not bad over the weekend, around 70 degrees, so a good chance to dry things out. And in fact, most forecast models are indicating that much of next week looks to be dry. But it does look like either late on Sunday or into early next week, Monday, Tuesday, we are going to see a push of cooler air, some of the coolest kind of air of the season so far when you're talking about high temperatures combined with what should be sunshine out there. We may even see some of us our first frost of the season coming into play sometime early next week. But that's a ways away yet. We still got to get this week figured out. And again, many places still could pick up several more inches of rain before the week is all said and done. So kind of a wet, soggy week ahead of us for many of us. Not the best of weather, especially because of the cooler. Not great weather for the farmers out there either, but again, next week may be better news for local farmers out there that do want to get out into the fields and start their harvest to get things kicked off, as I think we will start to dry things out a little bit more. So there's your forecast for today. Until next time, I'm meteorologist Travis Klineski. Hope you all have a great Monday, and God bless.